And what's cool about these is that as soon as you make this shift with all three of them, you'll start seeing a result. But the longer you do this and the better you get at it, the more results you're going to see in your business.
Welcome to Built to Scale, where we have real conversations with entrepreneurs just like you about what it takes to build a thriving business without sacrificing your personal life. My name is Craig Severinsen, and I help people make more money working with better clients while also working less. And now I'm sharing it all with you. Let's dive in.
Hey, what's up, guys? Craig Severinsen here, and welcome to episode 21 of Built to Scale. And today we're doing something a little bit different that I'm really excited about, and that is a solo episode with just me. We're going to do a couple of these, and we're going to be talking about some topics that are really important for growing and scaling your business. I'm really excited because I think you're going to find these really, really valuable. Today, we're going to be talking about how can you raise your rates. And I want you to look out for, as we talk about this, 3 ways that you can actually charge more money and still land the best clients. Like, one of the challenges I think about raising your rates is that you raise your rates and then you're scared that you're going to miss out. You're not going to land the clients. Well, today we're going to talk about how you can actually raise your rates 4x them, 10x them. I don't know what you're charging right now, so I can't promise a specific amount, but let's get your rates much higher and still land those clients, beat the competition. Does that sound good? Awesome. As always, head over to builttoscalehq.com, and there you can get the Built to Scale framework. You can listen to more of the podcast. You can get a bunch of resources for your business, and I really would love you to go there and claim your copy of the Built to Scale framework if you haven't done that already. All right, so let's dive in. So I've got 3 things that I just want to go over that's going to help you raise your rate. So number 1, right, is how you position yourself in the market. So you need to position yourself as an expert. And this is important because this is how you change your marketing from really like you're chasing clients and you flip that script so that clients are coming to you. And because you flip that script, they're willing to pay more money because they want to work with you. They're seeking you out. So how do you position yourself better in the marketplace? You teach more. You really step up as a leader. You know, one of the ways that I did this in the past, just to give you an example, is when COVID hit, right? I looked around and I saw a bunch of panic. A bunch of people being like, "Oh my goodness, the sky's falling." And I saw 2 reactions. Either a put your head in the sand and pretend like nothing's going on, or pause everything and don't move forward. Because there's a lot of uncertainty, right? When COVID was hitting, everything was closing down. And I said, neither one of these options in the long run is going to be healthy for a business. So rather than buy into that rhetoric or repeat it, I actually started saying, hey, now is the time to invest. Now is the time to be active in your business. And I put together a summit of people to come and talk about marketing tactics that you could implement now while COVID was happening, while the shutdowns were happening. So instead of freaking out, I stepped up as a leader in the space and saw a lot of really great things come from that. I built some great relationships. I got some great clients, and my positioning in the marketplace improved. So if you want to improve your positioning in the marketplace, you need to step up as a leader. So start asking yourself questions like, where do I want my industry to go? What's my vision for my clients, and how do I help them get there? And then start being that voice in the marketplace. Okay, so that's number 1. If you want to raise your rates, you have to improve your positioning. You do that by teaching. You do that by leading. Okay, so number 2 is you've got to provide value. And really what we're talking about is an ROI to your services. So if you want someone to pay you 2x, 4x, 10x more, they'll pay that if they can see a return on their investment. And lots of times, this comes down to just communicating more clearly the ROI that you provide. This is especially true for service-based professionals that provide something that isn't directly trackable to sales. Like, let's put an example. Public relations, right? I've worked with a lot of public relations folks, worked with a lot of marketing folks where it's like, we do X thing and we think it translates to sales, but there's no direct correlation. You have got to do the bridge work for your client from saying, okay, when we do X activity, you make X money. And you can't, you might not promise they're going to make that much money, or you might not be able to directly attribute it, but you should be able to show them that they're getting something in return for their investment with you. And if you can do that, then you'll be able to raise your rates more confidently, and they're going to pay it more confidently because they can see the ROI to what you're providing, right? So the way you can do this is by practicing what I call value-based pricing. And that is where you charge based on the shift or result the client experiences. Most people want to charge based on, their base costs or how much time it takes. And that's how you get really basic, minimal pricing. If you want to charge a much higher premium rate, you have to start switching to what is the result, what is the shift that my client experiences, and then charge, based on that amount. So this would be like, if I could charge, if I help you make $100,000, for instance, right? Would you pay $10,000 for that result? Yeah, probably. Would you pay $20,000? Probably. We could probably take that up to like $30,000 or $40,000 before you start saying, this is getting kind of pricey. But as long as you are really focused on this is the result you get, and have the trust with your potential client that they believe you that that's going to happen, you can raise your rates and still land the clients when you start charging based on value rather than time or resources or something else. Okay, so number one was better your positioning. Position yourself as an expert. Number two there was make sure you've got the value, the ROI, and practice value-based pricing like we talked about. Number three here is you've got to increase your lead generation. So if I take you back to elementary school and we say, how is price determined? We would say supply and demand, right? When you increase your lead gen, you are increasing the demand for your services. So if you can get more consistent, more powerful with the amount of leads coming in, you can raise your rates confidently knowing that you'll be able to still fill your pipeline and still make your sales goals because you've got enough leads coming in. Every time, whenever I have a client come to me and they're like, oh, Craig, this particular lead said this thing. How do I respond to it? I'm always like, okay, we'll talk about that. But first things first, if you're hyper focused on one potential client, that means you don't have enough leads coming in. You should be taking consistent sales calls or getting consistent traffic to your lead, your pages, your funnels. And if you're not, then that's when we get really overly concerned with one client. That's where we start compromising on price. If you want to really confidently close more deals at a higher level, have more sales calls, which means you have to really get better at your lead gen. Okay, so those are the three things that you can do to raise your rates. You can do all of those things starting right now. And what's cool about these is that as soon as you make this shift with all three of them, you'll start seeing a result. But the longer you do this and the better you get at it, the more results you're going to see in your business, because you're going to just be growing that positioning. You're going to be growing that lead gen. And it's just going to have this kind of like snowball effect where you can really grow and scale your business to a really high level. All right, guys, if you want more support around this, you want help implementing this stuff in your business, this is what I do every single day with my clients inside the Built to Scale program. Like, this is what we work on their business, helping them get the right systems, the right foundations to scale their business and have the lifestyle that they really have always dreamed of, right? So head to builttoscalehq.com, get those resources, and we will talk soon. Until next time, take some fast, focused, imperfect action. I believe in you. I got your back. See you later.
Thanks so much for listening. If this episode helped you, share with someone who needs to hear it as well. For more information on how you can work with me and great resources for your business, head over to builttoscalehq.com. Join us next time for Built to Scale. And until then, take some fast, focused, imperfect action. I believe in you. I got your back. We'll talk soon.